and welcome back to my channel. I am filming again, thank God. I am loving it. I have come up with this look today using a face-based product of all drugstore makeup, and the only high-end makeup or products that I have used is literally for my eyelids. That is with the Morphe and that is with the Morphe Jaclyn Heel palette. So if you guys want to know how I got this look, please keep watching. Alright, so I've already primed my face and I'm going to keep this makeup tutorial on the drugstore side of the price range, like the spectrum, because I don't have a drugstore primer that I actually enjoy using at the moment and that benefits my skin at the moment. I'm not going to show you the primer that I used, but I'll tell you, it's the Napoleon Purtis Autopilot Original Primer. I am yet to buy the Australis primers, the new ones, and the liquid gold one, the one with like the liquid specks in it, but I don't have them yet. Now before anything, I'm going to prime my eyes with the Australis eyeshadow primer, and I'll just be priming my eyelids with this. Moving straight on to my foundation, I'm going to be using the Australis Staple Longwear foundation in the shade, I think, yeah, Natural Fawn, and I'll be buffing that in with my beauty blender that I bought from Kmart that is equally as amazing as the original beauty blender, and bouncing that on and off my skin. I actually have nowhere to go today and I'm feeling itchy. Get ready with me. Good on your nerves. Moving straight on to my concealer, I'm going to be using the Australis Bright Eyes Illuminating Under Eye Concealer in the banana one. Not the pink one, the one with the little banana logo on it. This is amazing with literally brightening up under your eyes. I'm a culprit for dark circles and this baby does like really good things to me. So it is full coverage. It is nothing lightweight. In the texture, I can say that it sort of feels like the Fit Me concealer. Now I will be carving out my eyebrows as well, but firstly I'm going to conceal my under eyes because I hate the way it looks at the moment. And again, I'll be using a little baby beauty blender for that. And then for my brows, before I freak out because I look like a hot mess at the moment, I'm going to be using any black eyeshadow because my eyebrows are really dark and my hair's really dark and my lashes are really dark. So I'll be using any black eyeshadow, and at the moment I'm using the Sleek Eye Divine Oh So Special 658 eyeshadow palette. I've broken mine. You guys have seen me do my eyebrows before. Nothing new except for the products I use. Okay, so basically I've put down the base of my eyebrows, and now I'm just going to be carving them out with my Australis Bright Eyes Concealer again and just drawing a line. So I'm carving them out, and this also just cancels out the little veins that you have on your eyelid as well. And then just patting that in or blending that with your fingertips. Either. Both work wonders. Okay, so now that we're all concealed, I like to call this next step my pre-highlight step, and what I mean by that is I use any liquid or cream consistency highlighter that I have, and at the moment I can't find my liquid illuminating drops from Australis, but I did find my Australis Highlights Mineral Face Highlighter in the shade Pearl. I'm going to be using this on my high cheekbones as a pre-highlight. I know this defeats the purpose of putting powder on top, but I feel like I'm really incomplete without this step. I've just grown used to using it, doing it, and I feel like that it does it like oomph up the highlighter that you are going to use. So on the back of my hand, I literally put like the tiniest bit, as you guys can see, and then with the tips of my fingers, I go ahead and I just buff that in. I don't use a sponge or brush for this step, only because your fingers, just with the heat of your fingers, it just molds into your skin a lot better. And as you guys can see, you can already see that pre-highlight there. Alright, so now for my setting powder or my powder foundation, whatever you guys want to call it, I'll be using my Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder Foundation in the shade Medium Tan. This is my ride or die baby. I have not switched back to anything else, and I say that so solidly after using this bad boy. And Brittany Lee Saunders was the one that recommended this through one of her YouTube videos that I saw, and I'm like, I'm gonna try that out. And after that day, it's been literally my holy grail. And I'll just be using my BH Cosmetics 124 powder brush. The reason why I use this is because it's like domed in a sort of diamond shape, if you will, and it just allows a subtle sort of application. It's not so pressed and not so cakey. So even applying my pressed powder on, at the moment you can still see my highlight through my pressed powder. So my pre-highlighting step actually works when I'm doing this as well. So now for my bronzer for the base of my face. I've got two products over here. I don't know which one I want to use. One's a bronzer, one's more of a contour in a way. For my contour, more like it, I'll be using the Rimmel London Sun Shimmer 3-in-1 Shimmering Bronze shimmerizing bronzer in the shade 002 Bronze Goddess, and I'll just be using that dark shade there to contour my cheekbones and underneath my jaw, and then probably to contour my nose as well. Then on top of that, I'll be using this as well, so let's get into it. And then to bronze up my face, I'll be using my Australis bronzing powder in the shade Golden. The reason why I didn't use this as more of a contour is because the Rimmel London, the darkest shade in the Trio palette, was a lot more cool toned. But as you guys can see, this bronzing powder is a lot more warm toned, and I like this to sort of warm up the face a lot more because, I don't know, for me, that sun-kissed look is really important. Like that yellow, that more of that warm undertone look is more important when you're bronzing your face, not so much a cool tone. When I use cool tones, I usually use it for more of a contouring purpose. And then when I'm bronzing my face, I don't go deep into my contour where my cheekbone is. I go mostly on top of it, as you guys can see, just underneath my highlighter. And then for my blush, I'll be using my e.l.f. blush in the shade Twinkle Pink. I love this one, so cute. So for my highlight, ooh, cracky. So for my highlight, I'll be using my Australis Strobe Lights Illuminating Powders. Now, it's got shades 1, 2, and 3. So that's shades 1, 2, and shade 3. I'll be using shade 2 underneath and then shade 3 on top. And then using shade number 1 on top of it. For my nose and my Cupid's bow, I'm just going to be using shade 1. I've got glitter everywhere on my nose. But I like it, I'm not complaining. So before I set my brows, I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow, like my eyeshadow look. Oh, I forgot my phone. And the picture that sort of inspired me today was Lupe Scuava's Instagram post, where she's got this lovely warm toned, pinkish sort of toned makeup, and she's just stunning. She's just one of my idols, honestly. So I'll be using that as inspiration. And my palette today, I know I'm a bit late on the bandwagon. I actually bought this when it first came out, but I never ever had the chance to use it. So today is my first go. I have swatched it, I'm not gonna lie, but let's get started. So as usual, for my base shade, I'll be using the very first shade on the palette. I love that pigment on it, wow. Seriously, Jaclyn Hill is a queen, like look at that. And then going straight into my crease, I'll be using the shade Butter. And I'll just be going with my Napoleon Purtis. Oh god, that it's actually rubbed off. Like it's 3/7 So just a crease brush or a blending brush will do. This step just warms it up a lot more and creates dimension in your crease. And then on top of that crease shade, I'll be using the shade Buns. So that one right there. This one's a lot more mauvey, if that makes sense. So that's going straight on top of it, but only in the crease. You're using window wiping motion, so back and forth, back and forth. Bring it all the way in to the inner corner, all the way out to where your eyebrow is. And then to deepen that red a lot more, or that pink toned if you will, so I'll be using the shade Hunts. As you guys can see, it's very vibrant. This shade's going to be my main shade, so I want this one to stand out a lot. Using circular motions going inwards into my crease, into the outer corner, keeping it very vibrant but very blended, if that makes sense. So as you guys can see, still very vibrant but still very blended. To deepen the outer corner, only the outer corner a lot more, I'll be using this shade Central Park, and I'm just going to be dabbing this into the pan and literally just focusing it in small circular motions on the outer corner, just to give it that little dimension a lot more. Like the tiniest bit goes a long way, so you don't want to be putting too much pressure on your brush, and just basically feathering it, sort of buffing it, if that makes sense. Only on the outer corner in the socket. And as you guys can see, that gives it a lot more dimension than that one. That one looks pretty flat, but this one has a dimension in my eye. Using any flat top brush, I'll be going between using Faint and Sissy, so maybe one dab of each, and going into the inner corner and just sweeping that in. And then again, using a flat top brush, using the shade Hunts, so your main shade that was on our eye, and using this underneath the eye to create the completed effect. I do want this shade to be very pigmented. As you guys can see, I just slapped that on. I am going to blend it out later on, but not as yet. And going all the way in. I need a mirror. So I brought that all the way to my inner corner, all the way to the outer corner, and I'll be blending that out very soon. And then just blending that out with like a domed brush. Any brush will do, just so it's not so harsh, but it is blended and you can actually see the pigment still there. And then for the inner corner of my eye and the highlight of my brow bone, I'll be using the shade 1 in the AUSTRALIS Strobe Lights Illuminating Palette, just so it carves out my brow, but still gives it that effect that it is popping in out there. So while we wait for my lash glue to get all tacky, I'm going to be setting my brows, and for that I'll be using my Essence Gimme Brow in the shade Dark Brown. No, sorry, 02 Browning Browns. And then using my Essence Get Big Lashes Volume Boost Mascara in the shade, doesn't have a shade. Using this for my eyelashes. Just a thin coat, not too much, because we are going to be putting falsies on anyway. And I do use a separate mascara for my bottom lashes because, yeah, if it transfers, like, I can fix it up, but I'd rather it not. I like that really thin, sort of precise application and eyelash brush. Now for my lashes, this is going to be really hard for me because my mirror is right there and you guys are right here. So I'm going to be putting my lashes on and I'll be right back with you guys. The lashes make like a massive difference. Alright, so what I've done is I'll put my lashes on and I have connected with just a thin My Maybelline Hype Shop Wing Liner. I've just created a soft, like very subtle conjoining line from my inner corner all the way to the lash band, where the lash band starts. And now I'm just going to be using my Napoleon Perdis or any white eyeliner you guys have in my waterline, only to open it up and brighten my eyes a lot more and make my iris and the shadows stand out. Basically just running that along my waterline all the way to the inner corner. So now with my Maybelline Colossal Mascara, like I said before, I'll be going on my lower lashes, and this one just has a really precise, thick but not so thick mascara wand. My lower lashes are really long. They're as long as my top lashes, so I've got to be very careful with how much product I actually put on. Moving on into the lips, I wanted to keep it still drugstore. The only thing high-end that I used was basically my eyeshadow palette, and that's because I really wanted to use the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. But for my lip liner, I'll be using the Essence lip liner in the shade 11 in the nude. This one's just very universal, like it works with every single color I have. And then I've got 3 drugstore lip products to choose from. They're all basically the same. If you guys want to use something that's more on the $6 and down mark, I'd recommend the Essence Matte Long Lasting Lip Gloss in the shade 02 Beauty Approved. If you guys want to use a liquid matte lipstick, I'd go for the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade 06 Push Up. Both are very, very similar. I use both literally with every single makeup look I come up with. If I must be honest, I use the NYX Liquid Lingerie and the Ultra Suede if I'm going to events and I don't want to touch up my makeup for the night. I just want to take a little purse or something with me that I don't have much space in. Then definitely I'll go for the Lip Lingerie or the Liquid Suede. But if I am going out for the day and I know I can touch up my makeup, or if it's for like an interview or whatnot, I'll go for the long lasting lip glosses from Essence. They're absolutely amazing. Their formula and their pigmentation is literally on point. It beats some of the really high-end lip products that I have used and tried in the past as well. But today I'll be using the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade 02 Push Up. And then very lastly, setting all of this cake onto my face for the whole day with my Australis Makeup Finishing Spritz. It smells amazing. I love it. And we are done. And we are basically done with our makeup look today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I did filming it. I am so happy to be back filming again. Thanks to my partner. He sort of pushed me to it and motivated me to get my lights, get my camera all set up again and film again, and I am loving it. If you guys really did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel because it supports me a lot. I'll leave every single product I have used on my face today in the description bar down below. If you have makeup suggestions, please hit me up on my Instagram. Also, links down below and on the screen somewhere right now. And thank you to Lupe Scuava, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, for the inspiration of today. And again, thank you to Morphe and Jaclyn, and thank you to you guys who are watching me, who have provided me this opportunity to create such content for you guys. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye guys.